Greetings to everyone in the new Tuesday edition of PlayStation Gaming Console News. This episode will recap the highlights of the past week. Here's what's making headlines today. Black Friday has arrived at the PlayStation Store. Sony is acquiring the creators of Elden Ring and Dark Souls. The PlayStation Portal now has a standalone mode that no longer requires a PlayStation 5. And surprisingly, the new PlayStation 5 Pro performs worse than the standard PS5 in some games. To make sure you don't miss anything, check your subscription to the channel. Get comfortable, and let's dive into the latest updates. Reliable insider Bill Kuhn claims that Sony is preparing several announcements and plans to share some news soon. While the exact timing wasn't specified, it's possible the company might hold an event in December to celebrate PlayStation's 30th anniversary. What to expect at this event remains unknown. Over the weekend, rumors surfaced that God of War voice actor for Kratos, Christopher Judge, had teased players with hints of upcoming announcements. However, Judge has denied these rumors. Some buyers of the limited edition PlayStation 5, styled after the original version of the console, never received their units. Players suspect the consoles may have been stolen in transit. One reader reached out to PlayStation Lifestyle, reporting that UPS returned their anniversary console to the sender, citing hazardous materials in the package as the reason. Shortly after, the publication's editor came across several Reddit posts from users facing the same issue. Frustrated customers contacted both PlayStation support and UPS, but both claimed the consoles were never returned. A common detail among these cases is that all the packages were shipped from Ontario, not the one in Canada, but a small city in California. As the PlayStation Lifestyle editor noted, all the limited edition console boxes were clearly labeled, so postal workers were aware of their contents. Given these circumstances, it's not surprising that theft might have occurred. No sooner had gamers adjusted to the release of the PS5 Pro than insiders began sharing details about the PlayStation 6. A tech insider of Chinese origin revealed that the GPU for the next-generation PlayStation will use AMD's unified architecture, called UDNA. This architecture will combine the evolving RDNA and CDNA technologies. Gamers will get their first glimpse of this technology in 2026 with the release of AMD's new RX 9000 series graphics cards. According to the insider, the console's CPU will be based on either the Z4 or Z5 architecture, though this hasn't been finalized yet. However, it's certain that AMD hardware will power both the PlayStation 6 and Sony's next portable gaming device. With news like this, it's safe to say the season is open for gamers declaring, "I think I'll wait for the PlayStation 6. Important news for PlayStation Plus subscribers. On December 17th, a significant number of games will leave the Extra, Deluxe, and Premium catalog. Among them are Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, the incredible rhythm shooter Metal Hellsinger, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, Judgment, and more, as shown on your screen now. If anything on this list catches your interest, I recommend you act quickly. You have until December 17th to enjoy these titles. Many were expecting this, and now it's official. Black Friday has arrived at the PlayStation Store. After reviewing the selection, I must admit I was hoping for a bit more. Noteworthy deals include the first discount on the Silent Hill 2 remake at 20%. There are also offers on Spider-Man 2, Astrobot, God of War, Ragnarok, and an intriguing Resident Evil Remake Trilogy bundle that includes remakes of the second, third, and fourth games, along with DLC. Additionally, there's the budget-friendly Metro Saga bundle at 85% off. In my opinion, the Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition, which includes 2 major DLCs, is an excellent deal. Unsurprisingly, there's also a discount on PlayStation Plus subscriptions, ranging from 20% to 30% for the highest tier options. If your subscription has expired or is about to, this is worth checking out. The sale ends on December 6th. According to a source, Sony is planning to acquire FromSoftware, the creators of Elden Ring, the Dark Souls series, and similar games, by purchasing the Japanese media conglomerate Kadokawa, valued at $3 billion. Currently, Sony owns 2% of Kadokawa's shares, while Tencent holds 6%. As reported by Reuters, negotiations are in an advanced stage, and the deal could be announced in the coming weeks. Kadokawa has indirectly confirmed the talks, stating that no decision has been made yet and no official announcements will be issued at this time. The news has caused a stir in the stock market, with Kadokawa's shares rising by 23% and Sony's market value increasing by 3%. I don't think Sony's influence will bring significant changes. Bandai Namco will likely continue producing their hardcore Souls-like games. However, there's a possibility that such titles may no longer release on Xbox consoles, although that remains uncertain. The PlayStation Portable is becoming more autonomous. Sony has started testing an update that adds cloud gaming support to the handheld device. Now, PlayStation Plus premium subscribers can stream games from the cloud without needing to connect to a PlayStation 5. Currently, the cloud gaming catalog includes over 120 titles, such as Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, and many others. If the cloud catalog continues to grow with significant additions, it could serve as a strong incentive to purchase the PlayStation Portable, even for those who don't own a PlayStation 5. The best game of the year, according to the Golden Joystick Awards 2024, has been announced, with Black Myth: Wukong taking the top spot. A significant portion of user votes from the 12-title shortlist went to Wukong. Highlights from other categories include Best Multiplayer Game, Helldivers 2, Best Storytelling, Final Fantasy VII, Best DLC, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree, Best Ongoing Mobile Game, Honkai Star Rail, Best Console Game of the Year, Helldivers 2 Most Anticipated Game of 2025, GTA 6, following the early success of Black Myth: Wukong, a 2-hour demo with no significant restrictions has been added to the PlayStation Store for deluxe and premium subscribers. If you're unsure whether to purchase Wukong, give the demo a try. It should help you decide. Following the Golden Joystick Awards, the Game Awards announced their lineup of contenders for the best game of 2024. Competing for the title are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth: Wukong, Final Fantasy VII, the DLC Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree, and Metaphor Refantatio. In my opinion, the list is much more obvious than that of the Golden Joystick, so it's highly likely that Wukong will once again make its opponents eat dust. In the previous episode, I mentioned that the initial experience with the PlayStation 5 Pro showed that some games look noticeably worse on the Pro compared to the standard version. It turns out that the Silent Hill 2 remake performs significantly worse on the Pro. The issues stem from numerous graphical artifacts, possibly caused by the new PSSR upscaling technology or the image quality enhancement feature. Some players also reported noticeable FPS drops, despite the game being marked with the Pro Enhanced label. Fortunately, all's well that ends well. The developers acted quickly and just a few days later released patch 1.7 for the game, addressing all the major issues players had encountered in the Pro version of the Silent Hill 2 remake. A major free update has been released for the PlayStation 5 exclusive Stellar Blade. Introducing a photo mode, fans are absolutely thrilled, giving them yet another reason to spend hours immersed in photo mode, admiring the game's antagonist. In the previous news episode, I mentioned the first discounts on the new PlayStation 5 Pro in celebration of the Christmas holidays. But the generosity doesn't stop there. Right now, the console can be easily purchased for €749, while in the Italian Amazon region, there was a one-day discount of €550 for the device. It's unclear whether this was a pricing error or a planned event, but let's be honest, €550 is much more appealing than €800. Remedy has shared fresh details about their current projects. Control will receive a free update in early 2025. The update will unlock some previously released paid content, though specific details haven't been disclosed yet. Control 2 will evolve into a full-fledged action RPG, whereas the first installment was more of an action-adventure. Meanwhile, Alan Wake 2 has sold 1.8 million copies, with 500,000 of those sold since February this year. The company is also actively working on remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2, and is nearing the final stages of development for the cooperative shooter FBC, Firebreak. Notably, Firebreak will be available on PlayStation Plus from day one. The long-awaited release of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has finally happened. The game holds an average score of 74 out of 100 on Metacritic, based on 58 critic reviews. The player score currently stands at 7.7 based on over 400 user reviews. Both critics and regular players praise the game for its incredible atmosphere, engaging storyline, and uniquely contrasting open world. However, the game has been criticized for poor optimization, frequent crashes, and potential bugs during gameplay. In my opinion, these issues are fixable in the future. So, if you're hesitant about diving in right now due to these shortcomings, the game will likely look much better after a few months and some updates. On a related note, the developers have reported that the game sold over 1 million copies within the first 2 days of release. The developers of Helldivers 2 announced at the annual Golden Joystick Awards that their game's audience has surpassed 15 million players. Since the game is not available on subscription services, this figure can likely be considered the number of copies sold. Currently, the game is actively supported with new updates, seasons, and content being released to retain and attract new players. It's also worth noting that there is a small discount for the game on the PlayStation Store, so if you've been considering purchasing it, keep that in mind. The free team-based shooter from the creators of Battlefield, The Finals, is launching on PlayStation 4 on December 12th. It has also received support for the PlayStation 5 Pro, though without any specific details provided. In short, The Finals is a competitive game where teams earn money to secure victory. The gameplay feels reminiscent of Battlefield, featuring gadgets, weapons, and impressive map destruction. In my opinion, it's pretty cool, especially considering that the game is genuinely solid. Well friends, thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.